Hello. Follow me through a very abbreviated form, an overview of the snake and turtle practice. The goal is to give you a simplified experience of the movements so that it's easier to study them in greater detail later. Please practice along with this video a couple of times without working too hard. Just let the information wash through you, and don't worry about doing anything right or wrong. The first movement is called Snake and Turtle Join Their Qi. I like to think of this movement as Turtle in the Rain. Stand with your feet in line with the inside of the shoulders, in a symmetrical stance. Your hips and knees gently flexed, as if sitting on a high stool, with the knees pointing out over the toes. Soften your back, belly, and chest, allowing your breath to be natural. Shoulders release, with your arms hanging naturally by your sides. The neck softens with the head hanging upward into the sky. Once the structure is built from the ground up, we soften back down through and into the ground. Now, imagine that rain is falling and flowing downward through your body, softening and revitalizing as it goes all the way through down into the ground. Let go of the neck so that the head softens upward. Release the shoulders, the elbows, the wrist, the hands. Soften your upper back, your chest, the scapula, ribs, abdomen, and lower back. Let go of your hips and groin, the thighs, your calves, your ankles, feet, and toes. Imagine the rain flowing over and through you into the earth. It travels a meter below your feet, carrying tension and anything else that no longer serves you. Place your palms upon your navel, resting your awareness deep to the navel, in the middle of your abdomen. Rest in stillness for a moment. Free yourself of tension and weight by releasing it down through the body and into the ground. Part 2. Two dragons play with the ball. Make sure that your hands are comfortably warm before beginning to touch your body. And you may hear me refer to this as turtle warming its belly. Place your hands on your belly and rest your awareness beneath, feeling warmth and softness spread comfortably for a moment. Starting small, use your palms to circle your navel, successively larger and larger spirals, sending warmth and comfort deep into your abdomen. Once the hands cover the entire abdomen, change direction and begin spiraling inward, smaller and smaller, until the hands again rest on top of the navel. Feel the warmth of your hands soaking into the space between the navel and the spine, which we call the dantian. Number 3. Sway left and right like a wave. I often prefer to call this snake softening its sides. Slide your hands around your waist and rest on the corner of your lower back and sides. Leading the movement with your hands, slide your palms up and down. Gently rub and soften the back and sides of your torso and legs. Pour the weight down one side of the body, through the leg, and into the ground. The hand slides down that same leg. At the same time, allow the other half of your body to become light and free. The hand on the same side is sliding upward while keeping your shoulders soft. Begin opening the side of the body that has the hand sliding upward, softening the neck, ribs, hip, knee, and ankle. Focus on opening and softening long rather than closing and clenching the body. Keep the movement side to side without twisting or rounding the back. Keep the hips and knees soft. Slowly return to the center, resting the warm hands against the lower back before drawing them back around to the front. Number 4. The next 3 movements are part of a movement called sway the head and shake the tail. First part. Hang the waist and rotate the buttocks. I prefer to think of this one as the snake twirls its tail. Allow the hands to slide down, the fingertips resting below the pelvic bones, helping keep the tendons and muscles there soft. Starting small, imagine that you have a long tail attached to your tailbone, its tip touching the ground. Gently tilt your pelvis in a circle and drag that tail in a small ring below you. Larger and larger circles, moving like a Polynesian dancer or a belly dancer. Maintain your weight and the position of your torso in the center. Find a way to generate the movement through softening instead of tension, spiraling outward in both directions. Keep your knees unlocked and body safe. Second part. The lotus leaf swaying in the wind. I like to call this the green snake softens its hips. Hands resting upon the lower aspect of your hips. Begin making small spirals by softening the hips and waist. Your head will remain more or less centered as your hips circle comfortably around like a leaf in the wind. Circle in both directions before returning to the middle. Maintain normal breathing and soft, long neck position. Third part. Sway the head and shake the tail. You might hear me refer to this practice as the red snake softens its neck. Standing with your awareness under your feet, begin softening your neck and upper spine as you make small circles. Slowly begin making larger and larger circles, being gentle with your body. Don't push into any tight spots or force it to make noises. Eventually, roll upward, returning to normal before changing directions to spiral outward in the other direction. If you encounter tight spots or clicking, please move gently and slowly. Find a comfortable way through or around the obstructions without using force to press into them. Take time to end with a closing movement to make sure the body remains soft and relaxed through your practice. Number 5. Sway back and forth like a wave. I prefer to think of this one as the snake lengthens its spine. Beginning in a comfortable, basic standing posture, take a moment to release any tension in your neck and upper back. Start this movement by softening your neck. Soften your throat to extend your chin forward and downward, continuing around the circle comfortably. Allow the wave of that same softness to spread gently along the front and the back of the body. Allow the shoulder to follow the natural arc of the movement, breathing normally and effortlessly. Slowly move from small to large waving movements, and then return to small motions. Return to standing posture again, following this last closing posture. Number 6. Black snake coiling around a tree. You may hear me refer to this as black snake loosens its waist. Again, begin in a comfortable stance. Allow the back of one hand to rest gently upon your lower back. The opposite hand, at the same moment, will float upward to rest with your palms on the back of the head. Use that hand to gently pull and turn your head in the direction of the opposite shoulder. Continue twisting in that direction, using the waist rather than turning the hips. Keep the knees facing forward over the toes, gently softening the hips, lower back, and abdomen during the twist. Soften the front of the torso, looking gently upward. Soften the back, looking gently downward. Release the lower hand and use the upper hand to slowly sink down in front of the body, softening the neck and torso with the movement. Then repeat on the other side. Eventually finish with the closing movement, settling into a posture with your hands on your navel. Number 7. White snake flicks its tongue. I often think of this one as white snake opens its chest. Place one foot in front at a comfortable distance. Swing one hand outward and upward to the level of your shoulder, while the other hand slides upward along the center line of your torso. Release your arms gently back down and repeat the movement by switching your hands. Trade this movement back and forth with your foot in one position and then switch your feet to continue softening your chest and back, emphasizing the other side. As the hands float upward and outward, allow your shoulders to remain soft and your hips comfortable. Number 8. Golden snake coiling around a tree. I like to call this one golden snake loosens its shoulders. Step out into a comfortably wide stance. With both hands at the waist, lead one across the body with the palm upward and allow it to open outward to your side. The hand floats up above the head while keeping the neck and shoulders relaxed. The palm continues to circle overhead until it reaches the opposite side of the waist. Leading with your fingers, allow your hand to turn over as it continues in that circle until it extends outward along your side, palm facing upward. Leading with the little finger, your hand circles forward in front of your body, allowing your torso to lean comfortably as you open in a full circle. Return to your starting position at the end of the circuit. Trace a path between your navel and your lower back with your fingertips, turning your waist without twisting your knees. Allow your fingertips to continue around the circle, moving over the head as though loosely keeping a cup of tea in your palm. Leisurely return to the starting position and then repeat on the other side. Number 9. the turtle spirit plays in the water. This movement is an example of an unusual practice known as spontaneous Qigong. For now, simply flow naturally for a minute in any direction that feels like it needs a bit of loosening. Be creative and have a bit of fun, staying soft and allowing your whole body to move as though immersed in water. When finished, return to a comfortable standing position with your hands resting upon your navel. Number 10. Turtle Spirit Drinking Qi. Begin in an easy standing posture. Place your hands on your lower abdomen and soften your hips and glutes as much as possible. Allow your knees to bend a little as you fold your hips in the direction of a forward bend. Let your hips sway back as your head drops forward and downward. Then soften your neck for a moment to lengthen your spine. As though leading with the top of your head, soften the front of your body as you stand back up. Number 11. Snake Spirit Standing Up. Release the front, back, and sides of your neck, feeling as though the whole head becomes light and effortlessly suspended. With your arms nearly straight, lead your fingertips up the sides and toward the sky. By softening your entire body, feel it lengthen as your tension melts to the ground. Imagine that you cup a piece of the sky in your hands and lead it down through your body to the ground. Sinking comfortably, imagine that you grasp some earth and lift it to the level of your waist. Then return to a basic posture and allow the feeling of softness to permeate into your bones. Number 12. Mighty Snake Shakes Its Tail. Take a slightly wider stance and gently swing your arms to pat your torso, side to side. Maintain your hips and knees facing forward without twisting the knees. Keep your body upright and avoid leaning, breathing normally. Slowly stop, returning to a normal stance. And finally, number 13, Snake and Turtle Swallow Qi. You may hear me refer to this one as Snake and Turtle Rest. Place your palms upon your navel, close your eyes, and allow your whole system to rest easily. Pretty simple. After finishing, spend a few moments with self-massage and some gentle shaking movements. Such a delightful and straightforward practice. Follow along with a simplified overview a couple of times before moving on to the next lesson. It will be helpful to have a blueprint in mind as you learn the practice in greater detail.